Hello, it's Jang here with a look at the LEGO Pirates themed chess set for 2015. This comes with 857 pieces. The overall set does a good job of capturing the look of the Pirates theme, and it has some pretty clever features to it design-wise. Let's go ahead and get in closer and look at the figures first, or the chess pieces, starting with the Pirates. The pirate pawns get just two different types of torso prints and three different colors of legs, and they just kind of get swapped back and forth between them to give you just a little bit of variety. You do get three different types of faces, because this one here, and also the headgear, because this one here is kind of a joker pawn. Instead of being armed with a sword, he's armed with a banana. So you can kind of insert your own little game rule to go with this guy in particular if you want to. You can make him extra weak, or you can make him extra powerful and have an extra normally illegal move or something if you just want to have a little extra fun with it, right? From the backs you can see the repeating designs for the torsos, and the one surprise here is again that one funny pawn, because this one actually does get a second face if you want to make him a little bit more serious. The back row lineup is a little bit more abstract, so this is a pirate's rook here. Kind of looks like maybe it's a crow's nest or something like that. It's got the parrot up on top and the flag that's flying. This is your knight for the pirates, and it's kind of an islander totem. Could be representing a skull kind of sculpture or something, but it could just be some sort of ancient islander sculpture, you know, religious artifact or something like that. But I think it looks pretty good for the island theme. The bishops for the pirates are kind of odd. They're just small catapults, and they do have these brick kind of textured bases to them, but it's really an awkward looking piece. But at least you can throw something in there and toss it off if you just want to get a little bit silly and just have some warfare going between the two sides and kind of get away from the strictness of the rules of the game a little bit. And then we have our queen and king here, the pirate captain, and I'm assuming his wife or something like that. The queen figure here has the treasure map, and the king just has a goblet because he's just drinking down some ginger ale. Yeah, ginger ale is what's in there. There's just a better look at those two minifigures standing up so you can see the full torsos. There's what they look like from the back, and with the queen's hair removed, I just want to let you see that alternate face for her. Each gets seated in a throne, little chair, which looks good and fits just within the size of the square. And you'll notice that they've got 2x2 jumpers down in the center of each square. It just makes it really easy to place these pieces, because they all have 2x2 plates. So you can easily place them there. With the figures, you can just put one foot, either foot there. Allows you to kind of turn them for kind of the little bit more fun play. If you want to get a pawn taking over another pawn, they can actually have a little sword fight before moving on and taking the other piece off the board. On the blue coat side, you see more uniformity. Get it? Because of the uniforms. Also with the faces and the hairstyles, you know, they all have the same hairstyles, just to two different colors, except for this one. Once again, you get the silly figure, the silly pawn, who's armed with food instead of a weapon. So that's another good one to throw in there. Maybe you can have your final epic battle at the end of a fun game, you know, where you go off script a little bit. Final epic battle between this guy and the banana dude. Looking at these from the back, again, not a whole lot of difference until you get to the funky one, and he also has a secondary face. And this one's not more serious, this one's actually crying. I guess it's because he already lost the rest of his team by the time you switch to that face. The blue coat rook has a much more traditional castle turret style of design. Pretty straightforward, but it's easily recognizable. Their knight is a little bit odd. It does have a little bit of that traditional shape, just you really have to abstract it out to kind of get the idea of the neck of the horse there. But this one also has the treasure map, interestingly enough, so you get treasure maps on both sides, and both of the knights look exactly like that. The bishop is kind of recognizable in what it is because it's got the diagonal design just to the top. They've got the the telescope up there, which is facing off at a 45-degree angle if you build it exactly how they recommend. Also has a weapon rack on it. So you could see these as being hands if you want to, and it's actually holding a sword, or you could see that as just being a place where the other figures or the other pieces could come along and pick that up to use. Here's your blue coat king and queen. I believe the king figure is actually supposed to represent the admiral of the fleet or something like that. Once again, you've got these on these nice throne assemblies, which are very easy to move around. The queen's one is a little bit shorter. She's got the golden telescope right there. The king minifigure has a sextant in one hand. He's also got the white gloves on. And let's just go ahead and spin these around so you can see what they look like from the other side. No alternate faces for either of these, but this is a familiar torso. It's been used for a lot of the fantasy themed stuff in recent years for the queen fig. So that's it for the figures, but I find the board to be more interesting to me personally. Notice it's split into a blue side and a tan side. It's kind of a beach motif for the whole thing. And I like this side especially here with the water side and just a little bit of, some little berms sticking up there. You got the nice tree over here. They also stuck a little green frog on the side. You can put some weapons in here. They've got a bottle that's washing ashore, and the blue just continues all the way under this entire half of the board. On the other side, you've got the beach, kind of part of a fort, a little bit of a stream that's coming out through there, lamp here. You've got a rat, and then you've got a little gun emplacement here, which you can kind of swivel that around. This is all elevated up a little bit. Looks pretty cool, but there's a really interesting thing that they do with the design of these boards, and this one is actually the first one that I've ever gotten, the first official Lego chess set that I've gotten. That all comes off, this all comes off, and then you can bring these two together to form a more continuous scene. Now you can totally see how the beach is actually set up. That is perfect. I love the way that goes together and allows you to do something when you're done playing the serious game of chess. You want to just get back to the Lego side of things. This gives you a nice little display area, a nice little play area also. You can put the figures together in different little scenarios, or you can integrate this with other layouts, other little dioramas that you might want to set up, integrate it with some of the other Lego Pirates theme sets, just the regular sets. This is good. Now you're left with a more plain square board, but this has an interesting feature to it, or a couple actually. You can pull these up to access some storage area underneath. You can use that to store whatever you want, or you can use it to store the extra pieces. And you will have to do a little bit of finagling and possible disassembly to fit some of the larger things in there. Unfortunately, that's really just too bad that it doesn't hold everything completely, because this is too tall. You'd have to take off the top right there, kind of break that into two. And it looks like this is just a little bit too tall as well. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. I really wish there was enough space to fit the entire thing under there. That really would have added a lot more value to this. Let me see if I can do like this. Yeah, there we go. That works. So you just have to do a little bit of disassembly. I'll just do it for half of them. And if you get everything nice and flat in there, that's half of one side. And there we go. So there we got that half of that army, and then you've got another section over here for the other half. And you've got the exact same thing going on the pirates side, and again you'll have to do a little bit of disassembly, not quite as much on the pirate side. I think it's just this one. Actually, no. This one, yeah, this one needs it. And I think that's it, because no, this one will need just a little bit. That's unfortunate. So one piece needs to come off here. You also need to break this in one spot. This will also come apart though, so that's a different way of splitting things up. Get your armies, all of your pieces broken down just enough to fit inside of there, and also get your extra pins and just throw those in as well. And then use some stud pieces, which are included. They include 8, actually they include 9, which only need 8 of these little red stud pieces, which of course you would store underneath there. And this just elevates the whole thing a little bit and allows you to easily stack this and do a kind of a neat job with that. Oops, 1 pin left over. And then with 4 more on top, that allows you to attach this scene to the top of it. So that just kind of allows you to pack this up a little bit. I did leave a couple pins out of this. It should be a little bit more sturdy than that, but it's just a slightly more compact way of keeping this thing. This will fit onto a small bookshelf or something like that relatively easily. You can also take this down if you want to make it a little bit more compact still, but you know, it's mostly just for storage, just for the sake of convenience. If you're a fan of chess and a fan of Lego, this is a great way to combine those two things together. It's also a fun way to get kids into chess. You know, it's a really great exercise for the brain, and this allows you to kind of ease into it. You know, you can work on practicing the actual moves and get into strategy and such. And you know, when a kid wants to just have more just plain good old fun, and just go ahead and tear off the figures and start warring with them. I really like the little scenes on the ends, and they especially look good when they're connected together. But the storage feature I really wish was just a little bit better. I just wish that you could put all of your game pieces in there without disassembling them at all. I think that would have just been a little bit more classy. Overall, fun set, good merger between two good activities. Is it for everyone? Nah, probably not. But I know there are a lot of folks who would definitely enjoy this. In the worst case scenario, it is a big old pack full of minifigures to go with the Pirates line, and it also has some very useful brick pieces, some very useful large plate pieces for building up large scenes, and then you just end up with a whole bunch of extra tiles, which can be useful for some things, but I think that the bricks are more valuable here. And the minifigures, of course. Let me know your thoughts about this set in a comment down below. I thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that it showed everything you wanted to see about this set, and I hope that you'll come back for more videos from me, because more are on the way very soon. Catch you later.